Sacrifice by shareholder, separate discussion I told. That we will discuss now. Sacrifice by shareholder. Three ways of sacrifice is there. Sacrifice by shareholder, three ways. For example, reduction in face value, reduction in paid up value, only reduction in numbers. Three ways la sacrifice can be done by the shareholder. First, reduction in face value means obviously face value and paid up value da. Implied. Reduction in face value means what? Paid up value and face value. For example, equity share capital face value 10 is reduced to equity share capital face value 8. Means what? 2 rupees sacrifice. Equity share capital 10 rupees was there. Now it is reduced to 8. Now the entry will be equity share capital face value 10. We have to cancel and we have to create equity share capital face value 8. 10 rupees, 8 rupees. The difference will be transferred to internal reconstruction 2. Like that, equity share capital face value 10 is reduced to equity share capital 2. Now also entry will be equity share capital face value 10 debit to equity share capital face value 2, internal reconstruction 8. Now what happened? Face value reduced, paid up value is also reduced. Both. Second, equity share capital face value 10 is reduced to equity share capital face value 10 da, but 8 paid up. Means what? Already shareholder has paid 10. But now I am considering that 10 rupees paid up as 8 rupees paid up. Means what? In future, I will call 2 rupees. You have to pay 2 rupees again. Here, in this case, face value 10 is converted to face value 8. In future, you cannot call final call. You cannot make because 10 rupees is reduced to 8 rupees. 8 rupees the face value. Paid up value is also 8 rupees. You cannot make final call. But here, face value 10, 8 rupees the paid up. So still you can make a final call. General assumption is this. Unless other is given, we will assume reduction in face value as well as paid up value. Specifically given a reduction in paid up value. For this, what is the entry? Equity share capital before reduction is also 10. After reduction is also 10. You need not to write equity share capital face value debit to equity share capital face value debit 10. Like that you need not to write because face value does not changes. Here face value changes. Here face value remains the same. So entry will be equity share capital debit to internal reconstruction. 2 rupees reduction only I have to account. Or equity share capital face value 10 is reduced to equity share capital face value 10 to paid up. Means what? I need not to recognize equity share capital face value. I need not write because face value remains the same only. Equity share capital account debit to internal reconstruction to the extent of the difference. Or for understanding purpose, remembrance, reduction in face value and paid up value means what? It will not be written as reduction in face value and paid up value. Reduction in face value, that's it. So reduction in face value nale implied. What is implied? Face value and paid up value, both is reduced. Here we have to account for face value reduction and sacrifice. Both I have to account. If there is a reduction in face value and paid up value. If there is reduction in paid up value only, I have to account only for the sacrifice, not for face value reduction. Means what? Face value 10, face value 8. That I am not writing here because face value remains the same. Okay. Then last case, reduction in number. This is called share surrender. That we will discuss later. Okay.